All right, friends, very warm welcome to this special power talk on with Gajendra Kothari, 10 questions with Gajendra Kothari. Very good morning, Gajendra, and very warm welcome to this session, sir.
Always my pleasure, Sadiq.
All right, good. So friends, if you are able to hear us, yes, can I have a quick hello, hi in the chat, or welcome Gajendra Kothari in the chat box? Please mention panelists and attendees in the chat box if you are able to hear us and see us. Let's see who all are here on the chat. Quickly, come on. Let's warm up to the session. Okay, we have Siddharth, we have Priya, we have Shishir, Rita, lovely. Who else? Okay, come on, let's warm up quickly. Abhishek, lovely, good. Ashim, great. Thank you so much, everybody. And today, in the next half an hour, we'll be having a conversation with Gajendra Kothari on his career, practice, and business, what he has gone through, and what he's envisaging for the future. So, Gajendra, are we good to start, sir, for 10 questions?
Yes, absolutely.
Great. So, friends, just to give you a quick introduction about Gajendra Kothari. Gajendra Kothari is the MD and CEO and founder of Ethika Wealth, based out of Mumbai, has been into practice for the last 10 years now. And as a firm, they are serving more than 1,640 families, managing assets of more than 1,080 crores, and have a team size of 28 members. The products and services which they currently offer are mutual funds, term, health, RBI, and other financial consultancy services. So, Gajendra, welcome once again to this session, sir.
Thank you, Sadiq.
All right. So, allow me to put off my screen. Okay. So, Gajendra, my first question to you is this. You were working with UTI mutual funds, 11, 12 years back, and working in a top, in a good position and based out of UK, and I'm sure you were earning a handsome salary. So what made you really take this plunge of being on your own and getting onto an entrepreneurial journey?
Sure, Sadiq. I've always heard this quote which says, nothing wonderful has been achieved by staying in the comfort zone, right? Mm-hmm. And, Nagesh Kuknur, the famous producer, Hyderabad-based producer, has a company, and the company is called SIC, okay? I don't know many of us know what does SIC means. It means stability is a curse, SIC. So I really liked that thought, and I said, look, I was in London, Sadiq, and I was reporting to none other than Mr. UK Sinha, who was the then, after that he became the, SEBI chief. He was the one who sent me to London, and I was getting a very good salary. UTI was a very good paymaster. The work was good. I was interacting with international clients. But then I realized that, my passion lies somewhere. I can do much more, than what I'm currently doing. And I need to get out of my comfort zone. So when I told my family members that I want to come back to India and start something on my own, they were all like wild, saying, "Tumhare se bada bewakoof koi nahi hoga," because people sab kuch karte hain London jaane ke liye, and you are wanting to come back. So, but I said, "Nahi, I can't live life like this, just doing nothing much." So I decided, and when I came back here, Sadiq, when I told Mr. Sinha that I want to start my own firm, he was not willing to believe, and he was not wanting me to go. Actually, he says he thought that I'll be joining some competition, another mutual fund. But I said, "Nahi, kaam karna to UTI mein karna, otherwise khud ka kaam karna hai." I was very happy with UTI, and frankly, I learned a lot when I was there in UTI. So, but I realized that my skill sets lies in directly dealing with customers. In the first year of my UTI job, Sadiq, 2004, freshly out of MBA, right? I was taught that I will be making strategies in the boardroom and all. This is what you kind of hear in the MBA classes. But on day one, I was told by my branch manager to just go out and start visiting factories and do cold calling to get business. And I had zero idea about mutual funds. But the first 1 year was the best year of my life in terms of learning. It is like that shop floor experience where you kind of dirty your clothes and get with nuts and bolts. I think that really kind of gave me confidence that I can handle clients very well. Okay.
Sure.
So I said, I thought my skill sets lies with directly dealing with the clients. and someday I need to start my own this thing. And the reason why I want to start my own business, because from 2004 to 2008, I'm sure Sadiq, you were also around, and there was a lot of mis-selling that was happening in this space. A lot of NFOs, mutual fund NFOs were being sold, ULIPs were being sold by bank, schemes giving dividends were being pushed. So I said, no, this is not the way I would like to, give advice. And that was the whole idea of starting my own, so that I am the boss and I'll invest my clients' money where I'm putting my own money. Okay.
Lovely.
So this was the genesis of Etika.
So getting out of your comfort zone and people telling you, kya bevkufi kar rahe ho, and now you're managing more than 1,000 assets. Great start there. Gajendra, starting is one thing, but we all go through a lot of frustrations and pains and challenges. So which were one or two of your major roadblocks when you got started and before actually getting into a big leap? One or two key roadblocks which you faced?
Yeah, good question, Sadiq. My answer will be a little different. Unlike many others, of course, mine was also in startup, and all startups do face some kind of hiccups. I would say I was lucky enough, because for many reasons. The first reason is that because I was part of the same industry for 7 years, I knew what mistakes not to make. Okay, so from day one, it was not an unrelated business that you were getting into. It was very well known. That was the first reason, that the business was very known. I knew, all the stuff. Second, this business requires doesn't much capital in terms of financial capital. So even there we are lucky. You didn't have to ask money from your family or friends, whatever. Right. Second. Third, and the most important thing was the family support. My brothers, I had my two brothers, Nikhil and Virendra. Many of, the folks would not know my brother Virendra, who actually started Etika in 2009. Oh. Yeah. So, when you have a family and when you have like-minded people on day one, the whole thing gets divided, and, every problem looks like a small issue, actually. It doesn't become big. So we didn't have any kind of major hiccups at any point of time, Sadiq. Business has been good right from day one. And we always wanted to build it organically. We never thought of doing it, ki jaldi 100 crores karna hai and come what may or kaise bhi karke lana hai. One good thing is that I've never focused on numbers, unlike private banks and other people do that monthly targets. Mere dimag mein kabhi ye nahi tha. I didn't want to get psyched out or stressed out. So while we have done a lot of hard work for the last 10 years, but I would not say at any point of time ki kabhi stress tha ki ya kabhi roller coaster ride was never there. It has been a very steady growth, and that is the best thing about this business, Sadiq. I tell people that first 3-4 years you will see very slow growth, okay, but after that the compounding, starts taking it over. So yeah, nothing much, no much kind of upheavals, I would say, in my business in the first place.
But there's a message, Gajendra, within this answer of yours, because you are from this industry and because you had a support system. That's the message which I get. Be there in the right company and create a right support system around yourself, and then your journey becomes smoother. Now, going on to your current and future, you proudly call yourself as one idiot and have this amazing vision of building 100 crore wealth, not as a wealth, but as a message to the public and to the consumers and people and families, right? So what this one idiot and 100 crore wealth is all about? How did this come, and how is it progressing for you right now?
No, in fact, now this one idiot is the, the raison d'être, which is what we call in French, reason of existence in this industry. Okay. There is a much larger purpose. Why one idiot? Because I saw this movie around 10 years back, by IDFC, and this changed my life. I thought this is the best IIP material one could get to convince anybody, because in India, movies and cricket, people really get excited, and they connect with all kind of people. So I saw this 30-minute movie and I says, if this boy can do it and he can become 100 crores by 50, I also want to become it. And the reason is very simple. We all come from middle class family. We all can easily retire with 2, 5, 10 crores. Is more than enough for our kind of lifestyle. But a challenge, you want to take a challenge ki yaar life mein kuch karke dikhana hai. And when you go to a gym, Sadiq, you will sign up for the gym membership by paying 50,000. If you see the instructor with 6-pack and ask and tell him that tumhare jaisa body banana hai, right? So if I'm a wealth manager and I'm selling dreams to you, ki, Sadiq, one day I'll get you a dream house or dream car. If I've not done it for myself, the way I've told you, then I've told you the biggest lie, right? पहले खुद को करके दिखाना, तब आपको विश्वास आएगा, clients को confidence आएगा. And that is when I said कि I'll first do myself with SIPs and stuff like that. And if that can inspire a lot of youngsters, young people, both advisors as well as investors, my job would have been done. This would have been a great life lived, if you can inspire many others. So that is the genesis of One Idiot. I want to buy a Rolls Royce car before I turn 50, Sadek. And, many of the people in the audience will be shocked to know, and maybe I think, Sadek, you will also be shocked to know, I don't have a car today. Okay.
Yes.
I come by local train. I like, traveling by local train because of efficiency and not anything. But I want to own a Rolls Royce, and this is not for me. This is for all the people watching, Sadek, Network FP, well-wishers and members, to come and take a ride in Rolls Royce and, around Marine Drive. And if that can change your mind and life, my job would have been done. Okay.
Lovely.
A 10-minute can change your life. So that is the whole idea.
So 100 crores as a message and inspiration, not really the number. So wish you all the best on that front, Gajendra. Coming to the next question, my fourth question to you is around, you have been very popular around the investor awareness programs. And I've personally seen you delivering 2-3 hours of investor awareness, and the audience is, spellbound with all the presentation which you do. So you do a great job with it. Now, how this IPs has helped you have an impact on your business as well as have an impact on the society? What's the kind of impact which you're seeing your IPs doing?
No, it's fabulous. I can't tell you in words. I mean, some of the feedbacks that I received by these IPs have been life-changing moments for me. Just this week, I conducted an IP for CFA Institute for young women. Okay, these are young women, 18, 20 years of age, 40 women. And after that IP of 1.5 hours on Zoom, by the end of the day and next day, I've received LinkedIn messages from almost all the 40 participants. Okay, that this IP has changed their life, right? Many of them have started SIPs in a small amount, and it was so powerful for them, to be taking this thing. So, your work is done, right? Whether they become your clients or not, it doesn't matter, Sadiq. It's a much larger thing you're doing. It's, it's our way of CSR, corporate social responsibility, right? Spreading financial literacy amongst the people. Now, of course, few of them will come and become your clients, but that is the outcome of a good work that you've done over a period of time. And today I can proudly tell you that 90% of our clients have come from the IPs that we've conducted over the last 10-15 years. 90% of our investors are from the IPs. And they would have come anywhere from 2 months, 6 months, 5 years. Even after 5 years of conducting the IP, they have come. Okay, so you can imagine, how it would have really shaped their mind. The idea is very simple, Sadiq. If somebody can sit through my IP for 2 hours, 3 hours, and without checking mobile phone or whatever, as you rightly said, then that person is serious. And after that IP, if he or she is calling me, which means he's already sold on that idea, right? You don't have to do any further selling. Secondly, in that IP, you are the producer, director, and actor of that whole movie. It's kind of a movie. So you tell your own story to the world. Okay, this is what I do with my money. This is how I've been, investing my money for the last 10-15 years. And you don't need any other thing to convince them, right? Because you have openly shared your book or story to the whole world.
Correct.
And people like stories. People like true stories. They could connect with it. And I think that really make a lot of difference to people's lives. So I'm quite happy. It's both a good work, plus it gets you good business as well.
I love the line of, you are the actor, producer, director of your movie, of your IP. Lovely. Gajendra, my next question to you is around, I'm really impressed or kind of inspired by the kind of coordinated work which you and your brother Nikhil do. Okay, you are great partners. Okay, congratulations on, you have amazing bonding and you complement each other really very well. And many of us struggle to, have bestows trust in another partner and tend to become a sole entrepreneur or a sole practitioner. Okay, and I wanted to ask you this question: how did you make this partnership really work? Or what do you think are the key elements of making any partnership work? It might be your brother, it might be your wife, it may be your wife, or it might be some other partner within the industry. But what are the 2-3 key elements which you think may really make a partnership work?
See, I think in my case, I would tell the genesis of this has been my upbringing or our upbringing, the joint family system, Sadek. Okay. The good old joint family system where you learn the values of being together, compromise in some areas. You have to compromise, right? If you're part of the larger unit, you can't every time have your say. I think that has been the biggest thing. And it's not just Nikhil. In fact, I told you, we've been very lucky. My brother Virendra, who started this business, of course, unfortunately, he has to go back to our hometown and join the family business that we already have. But he was the mind behind that. So we all are three CFA charter holders and CFP and CIE. So you can imagine the kind of powerhouse within the family. Yeah. Apart from that, many of other people don't know, we have another good partner, Chintan, who was our client first, actually. He came and joined as a partner, but he was so impressed by the work, he became a kind of a partner. And today he himself is managing almost 200 crores within the system in 5 years. Plus, we have other brothers in Assam and Calcutta. These are all part of the joint family. So, when you have an amazing unit within family, you have 7 to 8 people who are like-minded, young, talented. Then I think, it's a great teamwork, and you can take on any challenge. So in that sense, I would say we are one of the most unique, firms in India where the entire thing is run by a kind of family setup. And that is why, like, I'm very bad with, let's say, accounts or operations. So Nikhil really takes, part of that. I'm good with IIP, so that is my duty. We support each other very well. So that can be real challenging for many solo entrepreneurs, who doesn't have any such kind of support system. But I would strongly recommend, if you can gel with somebody, if you like somebody and the thought processes match, it's great. You should collaborate, because 1 plus 1 can really become 11 in our business.
Lovely, Gajendra, and really that the way we have been talking about collaboration in this industry, but people have to take trust. Take the leap and trust somebody and get started talking at least. So glad that's a good message. Gajendra, next is you have taught us so much at Network FP Fraternity. You have taught us so much around technology, and I personally use a couple of apps and all which you have shared maybe 7-8 years back, and they have changed our way of working. So what are the 2-3 key technologies which changed the way, or which increased your efficiency maximum or productivity maximum? 2-3 key technologies or apps.
Yeah. Even before I answer that, I just quickly want to say that, you need to invest a lot in technology. Right from day one, I have been a fan of Apple systems. The reason is I want to have the ecosystem in the office, Apple ecosystem, where mobile phone, iPad, your MacBook and everything is a part of the same ecosystem, so that, it all gets synchronized, very easily. So that was the first investment, and that has really helped very well. Secondly, again, on good softwares, like, LastPass that I've been using. It's a paid version that I've been using, and it makes my work so easy. I don't have to remember any of the passwords, right? And I've shown this to my clients as well for the last 7-8 years, and it has really changed their lives. That is one. Evernote is another app for taking notes and recording the minutes of the meeting. That has served very well. So that is the second. Dropbox, like 8-10 years back, there was no cloud system, you would remember, and people would store on pen drives and things, and that would get corrupt or whatever. So that is still in use today. So all these 3-4 things are there, and of course you keep on learning and adding and trying out new stuff. But I have always been fascinated by technology. In fact, 5 years back, Sadek, we were one of the first ones to use NSE and MFU to make Office complete paperless. And imagine this has really helped in the pandemic, right? In the last 1.5 years, where virtually everything has been online. So one day my dream is to see absolutely paperless Office, no paper floating around in Office whatsoever. And I hope in next 1 or 2 years we could make it possible.
I'm sure. Gajendra, now let's move on to the business side of your practice and talk some numbers, okay? Because one thing is, we all understand the do's and don'ts at a very macro level, but we need to also dig into the specifics of running this as a business and as a practice. So if I may ask you, what is the ratio of your income, total income, to the expenditure which you incur, which might include, your and your brothers or directors and partners' salaries?
Very simple.
How much you earn? 100 rupees, and what would be the expenditure?
Yeah, very simple. So if I am earning 100 rupees today, first 25 goes into taxes, okay, and then you have 75. The remaining 25 goes in, let's say, staff expenses, staff salaries, office rent, and all office stuff. So the remaining 50 rupees come home. Okay, out of this 25 rupees again get expended between directors, our families, right? Family expenditures, rents and all within. The remaining 25 rupees get saved or invested into SIPs. So this is broadly the kind of equation that is working out. Of course, the good thing is that as business grows from here, okay, your expenses or your team's expenses broadly will remain similar in terms of fixed cost. Okay, so you'll have more room for savings that would come up because of the compounding effect of the business. But today it's equally divided into 4 aspects like taxation, office expenditure, home expenditure 25%, and remaining 25% goes into savings.
Lovely. Okay, so that's a very simple way of putting it. 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4.
Yes.
Good. Now, next question is, I've been actually very curious about this. How do financial advisors actually compensate themselves, and what is the ideal way of compensating yourself in terms of assuming that your firm is different from you? Okay, so what's the formula in which we come to compensating ourselves, which is fair to ourselves and which is fair to the firm also?
Yeah, so I would also think that way, that a firm should be a different entity. You are also like another employee in that firm in that sense. Okay, the way you should compensate is find out what is your, Naval Ravikant says, find out what is your hourly rate, and never ever settle lower than that. Okay, whether you're taking IIPs or whatever you're taking, and anything that you do which is less than the hourly rate, you should delegate to others. Okay, so the way I believe is that you should find out what is your worth if you were working in another private company. It could be 40, 50 lakhs, whatever it is. Okay, and take that as a salary, right, from the company. And what are then remaining in the companies is company's profits. Okay, let it grow, let it compound in that way. So what happens then? You also become in that way. You can also do your own financial planning because now you're a salaried employee and you know your salary very well. You can do your SIPs accordingly, Sadik, and you can increase this thing. It brings a process to the entire thing.
Right.
Plus, at the end of the day, your company is also growing. So tomorrow, some day, a private equity or somebody wants to take over. They know what is the company's worth. What is the company? It's like any other listed company, right? Which is separate from the promoters.
Correct.
So that's a very professional way of running it, and even we are working in that direction to make sure that our salaries are realistic, and it is par with the industry standard. And then whatever remains in the company only then.
Sure. So this has been from day one, or it evolved over a period of time?
It evolved. See, on day one, what happens? You don't have any revenues in the first place to begin with, right? You actually end up putting yours. Right. So first 3-5 years, you don't earn much, from the company. But now, of course, as you start growing, you can get compensated. And now we are almost following the practice that our salaries first, and then whatever it is, the company's profits.
Got it. Sure. My next question, Gajendra, is around the ideal clients. Okay, we all talk about ideal clients in terms of he or should be listening to us, and he should be having some goal-based approach and not really return orientation and all this stuff. But on the other hand, if we can also delve into what really is the numbers of that ideal client. Okay, what is the ideal client? What might be the net worth of that ideal client? What might be the income level of that ideal client? How much revenue you expect that ideal client to bring to your firm for the efforts you're making? So any thoughts which you and your firm has around ideal clients for Etika Wealth?
Yes, of course. Our focus is completely on mass affluent clients, retail, not ultra HNI. The reason being, we don't want to chase ultra HNI. When I say ultra HNI, anybody on day one coming with 5 crore or above, okay, we're not very comfortable because the simple reason, he or she is already serviced by 2-3 wealth advisors. Okay, we might be the 4th person, and as a result, he won't listen to us. Even he may give money, but we may not get our respect, or he may not really listen to our advice in the whole manner. So we try to avoid them unless the person has come from very strong reference and the mindset is matching. So that is there. So as I said, the ideal client is somewhere like 25 to 50 lakh starting to 5 CR. Mass affluent, the client should have been earlier serviced by a bank, because then he would have had a lot of bad experience. And he's looking for a trusted advisor who wouldn't change every 3 months. Okay, will be there with him for lifetime. And the idea is to become a master financial planner for the client. He might do business with some person, but he will always come and ask you first. Okay, the entire history of the client. Okay, he trusts you. You're like an extended family member. So, and why I say 25 lakh to 50 lakh should be the minimum. In Bombay, 25 lakh is nothing in that sense, right? It's actually the beginning thing. So 25 to 50 lakh starts giving you around 25,000 annual income also. Okay, and the idea is over a period of 10-20 years, you can grow with the client. The client will grow and you can grow with the client. So this number is very good. And we've seen. I'll tell you one more thing, Sadik. Your question is very important in this sense. Okay, I've always believed in diversified set of clients. I've seen many advisors. Their top 3 clients will be 50%, 40%, 70%. That can give you sleepless nights, right? Sadik. So if you have a diversified today, like above 1 CR, we have 177 clients.
Oh.
Yeah. So you can imagine, and my topmost client is, I think, 3% of my market share right now. In fact, one day the dream is to get my top client below 1% market share. Even if he or she tomorrow withdraws money, I can sleep peacefully, right?
Sure.
So that is one. Secondly, like today we have around 25 lakh and above, we have around 443 clients, and they give you 93% of the business, Sadik. Okay.
Oh.
So you saw 1,600 clients. That's a long tail of retail clients, which is in Assam and other places. So the idea is to focus on 25 lakh and above. And I think those are really profitable clients. You can really devote your time and justice to them.
So what was the number you mentioned? 25 lakhs and above out of this 1,600?
443.
443. Okay, got it. So a kind of 80-20% rule is everywhere.
Everywhere.
Gajendra, just sub question of this question. So for ideal clients, what is the span of allocation of clients in terms of number of clients per relationship manager or per financial advisor within your firm?
Yeah. So what happens, of course, on day one, when a client comes to you, I mean, you would like to kind of brief him, and because the client is coming because of your name, right? My or Nikhil's name, mostly. And we clearly tell our team members, you don't have to get clients. Okay, it's very unique. There's no targets to the team members. We'll give you clients. You have to just manage them. Okay. So once the client comes, once everything is done, then we try and hand over the client to the team member and ask them to be regularly in touch with, while we are there in the picture, in the background. So that is there. So usually I would say around 50 to 60 per team member there, and each team member is having 100 to 150 crores kind of that way size they are managing per client. So as and when we feel that okay, now the clients have become much, we start adding more team members so that it starts becoming diversified.
Got it. So around 50 plus
yes.
clients per because okay, got it. My last question, we are coming to the end of this talk, Gajendra. My last question to you is, we have, all of us have been affected by pandemic, sometimes in a positive way, and sometimes in a negative way, whatever it is. But as a business, okay, and I know that you have invested hugely in office infrastructure and all that stuff, in team, so wanted to understand from you, what are the changes which you visualize in your practice because of pandemic and this 1.5 2 years of this remote working and experiences of pandemic with the clients and stuff like that? So what are the 2-3 key things or changes which you see in your practice because of pandemic?
No, I think one key change which I'm definitely going to see is you need to have complete ecosystem, one dashboard kind of thing. You can make your work very productive end to end. So your team member also, if he's not able to join the office, from end to end should be there on one software or one dashboard where the entire unit can kind of collaborate or work together. Okay, rather than today you see it's a broken model in our industry. You have 10 softwares and each having different login IDs and stuff like that, which is not the future. So that is one. Secondly, I think Zoom has been a kind of a blessing in disguise for us. Earlier, every client, you have to meet them personally because of the segment that we are serving, mass affluent, personal touch, give them. But now, it's not a showstopper. I mean, the work can go on, right? Whether client is in Boston or Oman or Bangalore, you can get on Zoom and get the business. So I think that's good. Being in Bombay, another good thing I feel is that, like if you were to meet clients 4 times in a year earlier, now twice you can just meet in person once the pandemic is over to be, just give that personal touch. But other 2 times can be on Zoom. So imagine your meetings can go double. And I, in my office with my RMs sitting together, we can do 8-10 meetings in a day, Zoom, you're right? That I think is the biggest advantage. But I still feel that, office gives you a great environment, working environment, Sadi, because there has been some kind of fatigue, mental fatigue, I would believe, and I'm sure you would also agree with me, that at home, you end up working long, but the productivity or output is not as much as you would have got in office.
Right.
So someday, of course, I believe when pandemic gets over, I would like the team to be at office so that we can have more brainstorming, more discussions. But with clients, I think this virtual and mix of physical hybrid model will work very well in the future as well.
Fantastic, Gajendra. I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation with you, although I've spoken just so many times with you, but every time I speak with you, it's new perspectives and great inspiration. So thank you so much for joining us today for this Power Talk session, and wish you all the best for your vision and your purpose and mission that you have taken up. And you're already doing a great job, and I'm sure in the times to come you'll be contributing much more to the fraternity and the world and to your clients. So thank you so much, and wish you all the very best.
Thanks.
Any final message which you want to give to the fraternity?
Yeah, of course. See, Ratan Tata says, JRD Tata says, society gives you so much. You're lucky that you have got a lot from society. It is our duty to reciprocate, and and that is the same thing. I and Sadiq, you remember 10-12 years back when we met. Network FP didn't exist at that point of time, and neither nor was Etika Wealth. So God has been very kind to us. Last 10 years has been a very good journey. And so today, if we have been doing well, I think a lot of credit goes to the industry, the mutual fund industry, the AMCs, asset management companies, fellow advisors, organizations like Network FP, FIFA, and other things. And I would say I've been blessed by having such a wonderful team and people. So, and whatever I've learned over the last 10 years, the idea is to give back to the fraternity. Okay. And that is why these sessions, I'm sure, would help and inspire. A lot of mistakes we have done, Sadiq, in our journey, which we don't want you guys to make, right? Because you have a template now which you can follow, which we didn't have in our times. So my only request to all the participants is that learn and then share with your fellow members. In our industry, there's nothing called competition. You only just grow together. You don't lose by sharing anything. You only gain a lot much. Okay. So always have this habit of abundance and giving back to community, giving back to society. I think we will all see a beautiful, kind of industry in the next 10 years and thriving. All of us will be thriving very well.
Lovely, Gajendra. And, you've also been a great supporter of QPFP certification program. And you are also our trainer at the QPFP certification program. So look forward to see you in the coming, batch, which is coming up, and have a great time with you learning once again.
Thank you. Thank you, Sadiq. Always my pleasure.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye. So friends, how did you all like this session with Gajendra Kothari? May I request you all to take a poll or just thank Gajendra on the chat box. And make sure that you're in the drop down you select panelists and attendees so that everybody comes to know about your experience with Gajendra Kothari. All right. Okay. I'm closing the poll. Anything? Okay. Manish says, thanks, Gajendra. It was a great session. Thanks, Gajendra. Okay, cool, good. Thank you so much. I'm ending the poll now. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, good. All right, sir. Take care and see you once again soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Bye. Okay, friends, thank you so much for joining in. And now we move on to the next segment of this session. And